This week on Not Your Average Fangirls.
Better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. ATEEZ is coming for them awards.
Our rock queens Dreamcatcher are finally coming to the States. Stray Kids redeems themselves with their newest single, Double Knot. And we dive straight into the ATEEZ world with a mini album review. Check it out.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another week of K-pop madness. We are Not Your Average Fangirls. And excitement today because Terica is back!
Yay! Dang.
We promise she's excited. She just doesn't sound like it.
She's just half dead as well.
I am. I cannot get my sleeping back on track. Like, when I get off of work, I sleep. And then I wake up, and I'm like, oh, that was great. And it's like 6 o'clock, and I'm like, oh. And then I go back to sleep at like 8 because I get dead-ass tired. And then I wake up at like midnight, and I'm like, wow. I have to start at work again in 4 hours.
Okay, anyway, so yes, hello everybody. It is your girl Kat, and we are talking about my favorite subject today, ATEEZ. Thank you. I'm really excited. Okay. Woo! Woo!
Hey guys, it's Cynthia, and I would just like to say I'm excited for TXT's album. It looks very magical, and I am ready for them to do that.
Yay! Yes. So cute. Hello, everybody. It's Terica. You may have forgotten about me, but I swear I'm a part of this podcast still. And it won't matter when this is posted, but today is Jimin's birthday in America. Yay! Also, I'm going to go see Super M in like 3 weeks.
You're right.
Oh my god.
I know. I got to get my plane ticket, bro. But I'm so ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, totally. I'm going to have to buy a flight for Super M and all the concerts that are going to be in Seattle.
Wow, cool. Great for you.
Oh my god. Anyways, and hello everybody. This is Carolina. I'm also very excited to talk about ATEEZ because this album slaps.
There's not much news today. We have a few comebacks, and then we are diving headfirst into fucking ATEEZ madness on this podcast. ATEEZ is all about dreams, and Dreamcatcher is coming to the U.S. for their first tour.
Boom.
Yes!
Not the Dreamcatcher tour part, but her joke part.
Wow. Oh my god.
Bitch.
I'm so hyped. They're actually coming to freaking Orlando.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They're coming nowhere near us.
Yeah, coming nowhere
See,
near
this
me
is
at
karma.
Karma for what? We didn't do shit.
Karma for people actually starting to come to Seattle? Excuse me, okay? I've traveled for concerts long
Florida.
enough. You had TXT. And Ace was in Miami, and NCT went to Florida, okay?
Day 6 was in Miami.
Yeah, so don't act like no one goes to Florida, okay?
Thank God for day 6. So they're the only people that come to Austin. Because you can't even count.
Literally.
You can't even count Dallas and Houston because my ass still has to drive and like maybe get a hotel because Texas is so big for no reason. So it doesn't really matter.
It's like 7 states together.
It really is.
But yeah, so Dreamcatcher is coming to the USA. They'll be having their first tour in December.
Shout out to Pana, who's probably listening. That's his alt group, our friend Pana. Dreamcatcher is his alt group, and I know that boy is trying everything in his power to go to one of the shows. So
Yes. In other news, Brown Eyed Girls are having their first comeback after 4 years.
That's
And
That's a long time. 4 years.
I know.
That's high school.
That's a whole stage of your life. Exactly. Yeah. Look at that. But I'm wondering what triggered it. What finally made the company be like, all right, yeah, let's get a comeback in there.
Honestly, probably because a lot of older groups are coming back.
Yeah.
With albums.
Well,
and
yeah,
stuff,
that's true.
And they're coming back to good reception, and that's probably why.
And I actually I saw a lot of people on my timeline be really excited about this because their older music was good. So I feel like obviously there were just so many groups that started debuting and becoming monster rookies left and right that some of the older groups were kind of put in the back burner.
Yeah.
Sadly.
This reminds me of Toy Story.
Oh my God.
No, you're right.
Wow.
But that's all the news we have for this week.
Wow.
Yeah, listen, this week everybody was just like, yeah, we lazy. Let's focus on all this music because that's what we're going to do.
So let's get into these motherfucking comebacks, everybody. The first comeback we're going to talk about, I am so happy the Stray Kids I love is back.
I know.
They redeemed themselves.
Yes, they did.
I still
they
fuck
did.
with their older song, Don't Give a Fuck. That was still a bop.
She's talking about Side Effect. I fuck with all their music except for Side Effect.
I didn't even know
And
they
it's
had
not
a
even
song
like
called Side Effect. I don't even know what you're talking about. tell. There's that.
And it's not even, you remember, like, for SF9, I don't even remember that Mamma Mia exists.
Girl.
Right.
I blacked out
Blacked
that whole
out that
stage of
entire
SF9.
era. Don't know what happened.
But yeah, that's how it was with Side Effects. I blacked out that whole thing. I was literally talking to one of my mutuals about Double Knot, and me and her both stays. And I was talking to her about Double Knot. I was like, man, I'm so glad they came back. I was like, it's been such a long time since Moreau. And she was like, wait, what? And she was like, bitch, Side Effect. And I was like, who? I don't know her.
We don't know her.
That song doesn't exist. Doesn't exist in our palette. Not at all.
Don't know her, but let me tell you, when I was terrified to watch this music video because I thought, what the fuck are they gonna ruin me with now?
We didn't know what was gonna happen. Anything was fair game.
And then
Honestly.
Han popped up.
Oh my God!
Bandana hat, and I was
Oh, he looks so fine.
and I was like, this is the redemption. Just that 1 second was redemption.
Oh my God.
Like, that was enough. Honestly, like, the music video started. I had to pause it, like, again, like 2 seconds in because Han showed up. I'm like, oh, he fine. He looking fine.
I just, yes. And then, like, Hyunjin with his, like, scratches and, like, and then the leather. And the song is just, like, yes.
The song is so good.
Yeah, and the choreo, the dance breaks.
The choreo is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And not only that, but with the music video, like, the editing of the music video.
I loved the editing, bitch. I fucking lived for the transitions in between each shot, in between each member. It was just so flawlessly edited together, and it just made me be transported into that very video, and it was beautiful. Like, whoever the fuck edited, you deserve a raise.
The thing is that, like, you know how wild it is to, okay, they're all wearing, like, kind of, like, the same outfit, but at the same time, like, the chain is different and things like that, and to catch them doing, like, the same movement that you could just change the face, like, the head, and not notice any other, like, anything else, like, that's insane.
I
I'm just like,
loved when they did that between Chan and Han, like when Han would move his hand in front of his face, and then he was Bangtan, and then Bangtan would move something, and he was Han, and I was just like, what the fuck just happened?
Right? I was like, yay!
So cool.
Yay!
Oh my God.
But
the song itself too, it's like, it's Stray Kids, like how Kat mentioned. Like, it's so strong. It's like super strong. It's super heavy beats. Yeah, like heavy dubstep sounding beats. Like, I was just like, again, I was like, oh yeah, you hella redeem yourself right now because this song is so good.
Can I talk about my man Felix real quick?
Felix.
I love him.
His voice.
With his fake ass deep voice.
My man Felix.
Listen, Felix hasn't done no wrong, so that's my man. Anyway.
Also, if anybody watches Australian television, we were on there because of Stray Kids.
Yes. That's so funny.
Multiple people freaking like told me this. They're like, oh my gosh, hey, you were in this. And I would be like, I know.
I hated it. Meanwhile, when people told me, I was like, I know, right? This is me right now.
It's just because like I made like a face and I was like, ew, I look ugly. But I was like, fine. It's fine. They probably saw it. It's
Me
fine.
and Terika were there with our fucking Hyunjin side.
That we made 5 minutes before. Because we were like, oh, this is cool. We didn't know it was a thing.
Anyway, as I was saying, Felix vocals on point. As always, he coming through. But okay, it's like that move where he was like in the middle and they're all kind of like surrounding him and he pops up with his deep ass voice. I said, ooh, what a beautiful flower just blossomed.
Beautiful demon.
Right? He's like conjuring all the spirits.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yo, there was this fan cam of him and he's like wearing like a crop top and I was like, oh no, you don't, Satanas, not today.
Speaking of crop tops, I don't know who Chan thinks he is trying to win his way back into my heart with these crop tops, but he needs to know that it is not working a little bit.
Yeah.
Yo, it's working a lot a bit. That's what it is.
He's a fine man, but he's just stupid. So I can never let him back into my bias list, but I can appreciate his beauty. But he's still stupid.
I feel that.
He fine. That's why. That's why we crumble in this, and then we're just like, no.
I know, but he's so fine and he's so talented, but then I'm like, no, I can't because you're stupid.
But listen, in the song too, again, with this, just the beat and everything, the dance moves, like whatever, but the way that they do the free get out, yo, I love that shit. Right there.
Stop.
I love it.
The next comeback we're going to talk about, AB6 is back with Blind for Your Love. And I am blind for Mr. Woojin because I am trying to make sure he does not exist because he is turning into a man. We saw him as a little nugget and he is blooming and it is very frustrating.
His little like werewolf teeth. His little wolf teeth. It's like, oh, he's so
I
cute.
know. He's so cute. It's so great. Like this song, again, it's like, first of all, Daehui starts the song and it just hits you in the feels right away because it's so good. And the music video is so cool.
Good.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I like
While
the
me and
choreo
Cynthia
so much.
were watching the MV, we were watching it. We were like, "Oh yeah!" And then the blindfolds, and I was like, "Blind," and I was like, "Oh, Blind for Your Love, got it."
They're doing like senses or something like that. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because the last time they were, like breathing and all that, which I know it's not like
and
that.
now this one's
But you know what I mean? Like they're doing
God.
I wonder.
I love
just-
intellectuals.
Yes, I just have one question, because I know I felt some type of way about him. Terika, how did you feel about Woong?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, cause same. That Woong showed up and I was like, damn. Honestly, this whole video, I was just like, who the hell is my bias anymore? I don't know anymore.
Youngmin too. I was like,
Oh, he looked good.
The bright purple hair.
that was
Lavender.
Woong. Wasn't it Woong? That
Woong.
was purple hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like his hair color. It looked really, really
Yeah,
good.
it does. He's
right.
so cute with his little
Terika was ready to fight.
Terika,
She was
you
like,
good?
what you gonna say about my man?
I still want to punch myself in the face that like I was like, wow, that boy looks so fine. The back of his head looks like Woong. It was Woong. I hate that my entire life. But I love the choreo. I like the little part where they're like kind of crouched down. They do this little like scurry. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
They're like
Yeah.
running like like little mice. Sorry.
No, but as soon as I saw Woong, I was like, "Oh, Terika,
Yeah.
dead.
Your
Like
girl
she
Woong.
not just dead, she fucking dead."
And on like the cover of the album,
Yeah.
he's in a whole ass beret, and I just want to like, just someone punch me in the face. He's so cute.
I love how Terika's like, "Woong's not on my bias list yet. Like I don't know enough about him," and then she like screams.
Every time.
It's literally Carolina with backhoe, but it's Terika with Woong.
You're right.
They don't say his name. She doesn't say his name regular. It's always.
It's always a scream. I love it.
But yeah, the song was super dope as well.
Their songs are very like electric, like dancey, clubby, like
They're I call
Yes!
them dreamy pop.
dreamy pop.
I like that because I was trying to figure out because like this song has kind of like a funkiness or grooviness to it, but I was just like, but it's not quite yet there, you know?
I like it. I like their sound a lot.
It was very dreamy.
I really fucks with this song. I was listening. I was like, oh, okay, bitch. I see you.
And then when my man was like around, what is it? It was like fire, right? Or was it like water?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, well, they have a scene that there's like the fire, the door is on fire, but then they also have the scene that they're all in white dancing and in water. And I was just like, ooh,
Oh
90s
yeah,
Backstreet
when we
Boys.
saw that, me and Cynthia, we were like, oh no, water. They're in white. But thank God they didn't do any disrespect.
Yeah.
I know,
I
yeah,
was
no, they
waiting.
didn't.
I was holding my breath. I was like,
I also like how they kept the little finger choreo in the thing too, that they did at the end of Breathe. Yeah,
Yes.
the little.
but again, back to Woojin, you motherfucker. How dare you go from
Mood.
the skinny, nerdy ass little nugget in 101 to this, like grown as hell. Who do you think you are going
Oh
through
man,
puberty?
that's why he is.
Like it's a natural thing in life for you to do. How dare you do that to me?
One more thing though, I do want to say this album is incredible. The AB6 album is
good.
super dope. It's so good. And shout out to Deep Inside because that song, that song right there, like, ooh, my fave off the album for sure.
I don't know. Something about Daehui. I know he like had a hand in like most of the
he did,
songs
yeah.
from the album. And so that kid is like magical.
He's a little
Like-
talent.
He really
He's so
is.
cute.
Man.
From one of Terika's tiny men to the next.
She loves her tiny man.
Sungwoon. Mr. Ha Sungwoon has come back with a song called Dream of a Dream. There's a lot of dreaming going on in K-pop recently.
It's so cute that he's been like just randomly like just living his life on variety shows, and then he'll like drop a little single here, and then he'll go on a show, and then he'll go visit his grandpa, and then he'll drop another single. It's so cute.
It's so cute.
But I liked it.
He's living his best life.
I know, he's so cute. I love him so much. But yeah, I liked it. It was very upbeat and very like follow your dreams, dreaming a dream. So you're saying like, even though life might knock you down, just try hard, follow your dreams. And I'm just like, you right. Every day we out here trying. It's okay.
You right.
I'm saying it's a struggle out here, but I felt so like happy listening to this song, and like a happy little cloud, which I mean that's what he is.
Baby.
So
Sungwoon has a best friend who also came out with a song. RAVI came out with a song called Q&A featuring Zendazilla. He is just living his best wannabe gangsta life, and I can't hate him for what he's
with his
doing.
T-Pain auto-tune. I loved it. It was
same. Like, y'all know I love RAVI. I love me some Kim Won shit. But he living his life. He out here, still Nirvana, opened a whole label, still in VIX, killing it. Yep. You know what? I can't hate him. The song though.
ooh.
I ain't gotta like the song. It's not that I hate the song. It's just not my favorite RAVI song.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I get it. It was like a good vibe. I like this guy. I don't know who Zendazilla is.
Oh yeah, he's super good.
But I think he has a really cool name. Like, I just want to look up his music because I really like his name.
Zendazilla, he's actually really good. He signed to Ambition.
Oh, okay.
Doki and the Quiet, they know about that talent life. But yeah, the song's, the song is the song.
I feel like it's him.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just, a RAVI song.
It's a RAVI song.
Like right now, I feel like he was in like such a constructed place for such a long time when it comes to like the music he was making. He had to make it for like a group.
Right.
Like he was making it for a boy band. And now he's making music for himself, and it's great, and I love that for him, and I love self-expression. Go off, King.
He's probably just like, you know what, I haven't tried this, I'm gonna do a song
literally
about it,
he's like, you know what, I've been hanging out with CK a lot, let me borrow his auto-tune.
Oh my god,
I'm gonna put it on my track. And he did.
Let me borrow Vanessa, see how it goes.
Oh hell nah, don't do that to RAVI.
I don't want to have to go through that.
I did not go through that again. I already had enough sad auto-tune for 7 albums. I don't need it again.
Oh my god.
For the next comeback, we're gonna talk about On and Off.
Oh my god, this is such a good fucking song.
So they just came back with Why, and I have so many questions about this music video. First of all, the music video is super, super cool. Like, for the song itself is amazing.
The song is so good.
Super dope. Yes, and then the shooting locations for this music video, insane.
It's like 8 different
There's a bunch
movies.
of abandoned places.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then it's just like throughout the whole thing, I'm like, are you guys in a different dimension? Like, what is happening?
So
like, what
I'm
are you trying to
Right?
get?
So I was watching the MV. I watched it like 7 times. I was like trying to put together like shit, whatever. So yeah, Eton, the one that was like in the rain or whatever, I feel like they were a cult, and Wyatt's like this thing that they're building, like this perfect human or like this robot, right? And they're like in this together, and he finally starts to realize that shit's fucked up, right? Like something's not right. So he like rebels, right? And the other ones are like, yeah, you know what? We should go, whatever. And everyone rebels except for Hyunjin. And he's like, yeah, let's rebel, whatever. But he's the mastermind behind it all. And then the other member, the MK, he comes and he's like, why are you here? We're supposed to be rebelling together. And that's the one that like holds him up. And then the cult
with
comes,
the gun?
Yeah. And then but Wyatt, he's not there anymore. He's not in the machine. He's on a mountaintop. But who else is on the mountaintop in the rain? Eton.
I know, that's, oh my god. Wow.
Just saying.
Amazing.
Damn.
The only thing I have to comment is that at the beginning, I was like, is this Carmen Sandiego? Like,
I was getting like, it's like a splash of like The Purge with a little bit of Twilight in the woods.
No, like at the beginning, that's what I got.
Yeah.
And then it turned into like 5 different things. And I was like, wait, what's going on?
Some Maze Runner and some type of other sci-fi thing.
Yeah,
So
that's what I thought. I was just like, what's that one movie that like you keep like changing, like transporting to different like places and stuff?
Jumper?
I feel like Cynthia has talked about this.
Jumper, yeah.
Yeah, but that's all I could think about. I literally was watching it. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Because everything was kind of like all over the place, but at the same time, it still made sense. But at the same time, no, it didn't. I'm like, great. But the song, a bop. Amazing.
The song is so really good, especially the introduction. I'm like, like the first verse is so good, and then the chorus just like. Psh. But the one thing the chorus is so good, and the choreo. It's my favorite. I watched the live stages for it because the music video doesn't have choreo in it. It's just like a story. But I watched the live stages for it, and it's like the choreo is like sexy, and they're like lifting their shirts and like body rolling, and I'm just like, oh, wow. Wait a minute. I'm like, hold on.
Like, you can't give me all these theories, and all of a sudden you're just like, you know what?
Think you're like robot cults, and then like lift your shirt up on TV. Like, you can't do that.
Like, that's how they're gonna sidetrack us. They're just like, oh, get away from the prize. Look at our abs. I'm like, it's working. Screw you.
I'm like, what the? I was like, what the fuck?
There's this little like, you know what I'm talking about? I don't remember how it goes.
I know what you're talking
about.
That's
my favorite part.
The melody.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. Yes. I was like, oh, it's so good.
And I actually really love because in most songs, like, the melody is very consistent, but this song, the melodies in the verse and the melody in the chorus changes, and the transition between the two is so nice and so good. And I'm just like, yes, vocal king. No wonder he placed number 1 on Mix 9. Yes.
And I love it too, because even with the song, like, now that we're talking more about like what we think the music video meant, like, the song is all like, why do I like you when you're so dangerous?
Exactly.
So it's kind of like, it's just like, okay, so why do we like all of these things when it's so dangerous? Like, ooh, it's like you're playing with fire.
O&F, like, they, like, from their debut, they were good, but they're like consistently getting better. And I'm just like, yes, come through.
Did one of their members leave?
The baby left. But despite that, and despite like people being really upset about it, I think they came back like very full-fledged, very strong. Yeah. No, but the song is hella dope, hella good. Every time I think of O&F, I just think of their last song, the but this song is good too.
Again, and with the visuals and the rap and everything, it's a really good song. If you don't know who O&F is, go check them out.
Get it together. Like, I don't stand them, but I need to start. Yeah,
same.
Standing them. Next, we're going to talk about some powerful women. Ladies Code came back with their song Set Me Free. And I love, first of all, the first thing I want to say is Ashley's outfit with that green fur coat.
Yes.
Living for that outfit, Miss Choi. Okay? Living for that. I love the whole music video. I love the song. I was feeling everything about this.
I love Mia Robber concept.
Yeah, it had like it gave me like a retro Charlie's Angels vibe. And like, like they're out there scamming everybody for everything.
If there's
and
nothing
I was just
love more, it's women scamming men. Like, yes, you're right.
Scamming them so hard, she just had a whole ass banana. Just not even a gun, just a banana.
I know.
And it's so funny because there's other scenes with them and they have like actual guns, but when like they're like out there on the streets, they have a banana.
When they're out on the
streets. She's like, joke's on you, bitch. Here's your potassium. Bye.
But besides that, the song was really good. I'm happy that they had like a comeback now, and I feel like the vibe was so much different from like their past songs that they've recently put out. And I think it fit them. Like, they looked really good. The music video was dope. And I love how at the end it was like very like sexy. They were like shedding like their clothes, like taking it off. And I was just like, and as they like went off and you could see them like go off into like the light or whatever, I was just like, they're getting ready to be somebody else to go scam some more people.
They were freeing themselves of their old like identities, and now they're moving on to the next con.
Yeah, I love this. In my dream, they're still conning people out there.
Literally, they're still as noir as possible, as Ocean's 8.
When we watched that movie, we came out and I was like, y'all, we need to like scam someone.
I know, I was a changed woman. I was like, I can just go into a store, pretend I'm returning shit, and then steal it. Wow.
Amazing. I wonder if anyone like actually tried it.
I'm sure they
pretty
did.
sure.
I'm sure
I'm
they did,
pretty
and they
sure.
probably succeeded. But the next, I can't wait. The next song we're going to talk about, Heize came back with her, is it an EP or an album? I think it's an album. The title song is called Falling Leaves Are Beautiful, and I expect nothing less from an aesthetic queen. Like, this music video
So
was
pretty.
so beautiful. Down to like every single detail, even like the color of her hair matches the environment, and I was just like,
I know. Everything's so soft. Like, even like the filter over it, it's just like, it's soft.
Yes.
And like her little outfit, I was like, okay, 60s, 70s queen. Like, it's like
Right?
very like hippie-ish, but also like with a touch of Little House on the Prairie.
it was so beautiful. It was such a beautiful video. And like even the last scene where she's like hugging her, I guess, boyfriend or the guy that she
Yeah.
falls in love with or whatever, even like the scene of just like the zoom in on her face and like the wind, everything was just so like aesthetically pleasing and like perfectly like put together. And then there was a scene that I really liked where they were driving through like a herd of like lamb or sheep, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
is what it
Yeah.
was. And it was just such a pretty shot, and I was just like, wow, we love like queen of aesthetics, like brilliant woman.
And the song was so good.
And yeah, her voice is just so phenomenal
So
in this song.
soothing.
Like everything
Just like,
else. Yeah, like so
Yeah.
soothing. And it made you think, like, when I was watching the music video, you know, like this random man just showed up and kept following her type thing. And I was just like, where's
Stalker.
this going? Yeah. But aesthetic wise, like, it was just beautiful. I love that. Even with her counterpart to the guy that's in the music video, it mimics everything that she did. And I love that in the type of editing, because I could just imagine somebody like in the background like, all right, okay, put your head up, okay, now to the left, okay, moving go again, okay, now turn, oh, perfect, there we go,
director.
oh, got the shot.
Like, I'll never forget the year that we saw her at KCON LA.
Oh,
And she cried.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that year, but afterwards, like after her set, before like the next artist came on, I went to go to the restroom really quick, and the security guard stopped me, and she was like, "Excuse me," and I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "Who was that was just singing?" And I was like, "Oh, her name is Heize," and she was like, "Wow."
Yep, that's all it takes, man. Like, her voice is powerful.
She's
I
so
love her
she's so
music.
beautiful, and like just everything she does is so like particular and matches her so well. And like I don't know how to explain it, but everything she does is just aesthetically pleasing. Like that's the only
And it's so
way-
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's-
everything is like she does it prettily, like in a pretty way.
So that was the last of our comebacks. It is time.
Doo-doo-doo! It is time.
It's time to talk about ATEEZ Treasure, the quote unquote finale.
Fiend.
All to action.
Can we just start with the end of the beginning? Because I wanted to say that this song, I was like, damn, we going into this cult. Like, this is
Yeah.
a meaty.
We're going into an event. Like, literally, how they started this album, this intro song, like, I love, first of all, you can't physically, like, hear... You can't
When it
hear
ends.
when it ends and then Wonderland begins. And
That
and I've-
transition, flawless.
Yes, amazing. Like, I had to literally stop, like, watch when I was listening. Had to watch when that first song ended and Wonderland began, so I could know, because that was so like flawlessly done. But I felt like, yeah, like we were going into like an adventure. Like, it was just like, all right, it's the beginning of the movie.
But I would just like everyone to point out, because I'm going to be talking about like an ATEEZ theory that is going on currently in the ATEEZ world, and that I am very passionate about, because I believe that it is wholeheartedly the theory that is behind the concept of this whole like saga of ATEEZ. But the first thing I noticed about the album, even before like when the titles were released, like the title of the tracks, is that the first song is called End of the Beginning and the last song is called Beginning of the End,
Yeah.
which just makes me think it's not the end at all. But anyway,
It honestly probably isn't.
but anyway.
Unless this is
Ooh.
the end of their first like series, just the beginning, but it's beginning of the end series. So the next one will be a prequel to this set of albums.
Ooh.
Which could be a possibility, but because of the timeline, it is incorrect. So let me dive into this theory really quick. Anyway, so the theory that is going on in ATEEZ universe right now is that ATEEZ is in a dream loop.
Like Inception?
Oh.
Exactly. Oh. So essentially what is going on is that their albums aren't in chronological order of their storyline. So what people are thinking is that Holla Holla and Say My Name were supposed to be the first songs released. Like, they're the first part of the order. And then it's Treasure and Pirate King. And then it was Wave and Illusion. And now it's Wonderland. So essentially, Holla Holla and Say My Name is where ATEEZ, as they are, meet Dark ATEEZ, or what I like to call Nightmare ATEEZ, because it's a dream and a nightmare. Nightmare ATEEZ are a corrupt version of regular ATEEZ who are just looking to pursue their dreams and their things, and corrupt Dark ATEEZ are only doing what they're doing because they want the treasure, aka treasure. So in Holla Holla and Say My Name, just like in Say My Name, whereas there's that division, and then there's the ATEEZ that's all covered in black, and then ATEEZ that's just, ATEEZ. And then in Holla Holla, they're all dark ATEEZ with their masks on until the very end, where, who is it? Woo Young goes into the center and is trying, that is regular, that's dream ATEEZ trying to escape from nightmare ATEEZ. So essentially people are thinking that Woo Young is the pull. So he's the one that's trying to get dream ATEEZ away from dark and nightmare ATEEZ. So that's why at the end of Holla Holla, they all do the breaking neck motion, and it's just Woo Young in the center. Because he is restarting the loop. So by killing nightmare ATEEZ, he's restarting the loop all over again.
Damn, he killed them. What about Wave?
Oh my God.
Okay, so then Treasure and Pirate King is the second part of the order. And Treasure essentially is dream ATEEZ trying to get to their destiny, to the Wonderland, to where they need to be in life, like to fulfill their dreams. Pirate King is nightmare ATEEZ going after the same thing.
Oh.
Right? Okay, you're following me. Carolina's following me.
Yes. Yeah. Yo.
Me and Turk are lost.
Yep.
Oh my God. Okay. I got.
Okay, so Pirate King is corrupt ATEEZ, nightmare ATEEZ, and Treasure is good ATEEZ, dream ATEEZ.
Oh my God, this makes so much sense. Okay.
Then Wave, okay, so at the end of Holla Holla, when Woo Young snaps everybody's neck and he's the one standing in the center, you hear the brush of Wave at the end of Holla Holla, and then in the beginning of Wave, Woo Young is telling everyone to open their eyes. And Wave is dream ATEEZ and Illusion is corrupt ATEEZ. Why is Illusion corrupt ATEEZ? Because we're on their when they're on the ship. If you rewatch the music video, and I've watched it so many times trying to find little clues. If you rewatch the music video, there is a Holla Holla mask on Hongjoon's desk in the Illusion video.
Yes,
and
it's true.
If you specifically look at the lyrics in the Illusion song, Hongjoon, San, and Mingi are all talking about death being like a dream. So they're nightmare ATEEZ trying to corrupt the rest of ATEEZ. So dream ATEEZ. That's why if we would have picked Illusion instead of Wave as the single, dark ATEEZ would have been gone and we would have got dream ATEEZ. But we picked dream ATEEZ. So corrupt ATEEZ won, and now in Wonderland, because
wait. I'm confused. But wouldn't it be the opposite? Like if you picked dream ATEEZ, wouldn't that mean that you kicked off the bad ATEEZ?
No, because in Pirate King, there's a part where Woo Young, when Woo Young's in the center in the pirate ship, he's the one leading the pirate ship, so he's the one sailing the pirate ship. But in Illusion is Hongjoon. Woo Young is the leader of dreamy ATEEZ, and Hongjoon is the leader of nightmare ATEEZ. So, and then people are also thinking that Woo Young, Sunghwa, and Yeosang are double agents. So they're the ones that are trying to get...
Is that why their suits are different?
Yes! This is where they're trying to get dreamy ATEEZ out of nightmare ATEEZ. And then in Wonderland,
I'm mind blown right now. I'm so mind blown right now. I wish y'all could see my face.
And then in Wonderland, because in Illusion, and there is a part where Woo Young is trying to escape the ship, and then in Wonderland he's in chains because corrupt ATEEZ found out that he's trying to get out of the ship.
Oh my god, you're right.
And in Illusion, Hongjoon is looking at a compass that's pointing in the same direction as in Pirate King, and as in Say My Name. So the compass has been, in it since the beginning. But now people are thinking that Yoonho has figured out that Hongjoon is bad. Like, he's like terrible.
Daddy.
Is this why? Because then in Wonderland, I know when I was watching the video, Junho was the one that
outside
stays.
the circle.
Yes, and it's the one that at the end, and at the end, he's the one that's standing up. Oh my! Because I even said it, like I did a reaction to Wonderland. I was just like, okay, but why is it that Woo Young and the other one was the one that was standing up at the end? But then in this one, Junho is the one that's standing up at the end. And I was like, it all connects, doesn't it? And I was like, oh my god.
And another significant detail of them being in a time loop is that Jungho in the staircase is just a never-ending square. If you look at the staircase in the Wonderland video, there's no ending to it. It's just a never-ending square. And him and San are supposed to be like Hongjoon's right-hand men. So they're leading ATEEZ in this circle, in this dream loop of stairs. They're just going on and on and on. Because in the Wonderland music video, who are the two people that have the flags in the Wonderland music video?
It's
Jungho and San.
So they're the ones like leading the pack, but they're leading them in a loop, so then they don't get out, and because they're part of Nightmare ATEEZ.
Da da da!
What was that?
Oh,
let me just fucking tell you.
God.
Yeah, so essentially what it is like Dream ATEEZ is trying to find their dream, corrupt ATEEZ is trying to find the treasure. We don't know what the treasure is, but that's why I don't think it's the end, because they haven't found it. Like, there's no significant detail that says that they found their treasure or what they're looking for.
I don't know. The only thing that I remember is like the treasure being like everybody saying like the treasure was like 18-y.
Right.
Like finding 18-y. That's why I agree that this is the ending of their first chapter, but it's not the ending of this whole thing.
Oh,
That's
what,
the
ending of it.
Because that's what I think, because obviously, like, yeah, treasure is 18-y, but I feel like we're gonna continue like a journey. Like, they're still gonna go and find some more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I essentially think that the reason that the loop is resetting is because Woo Young is trying to get Dream ATEEZ to succeed. But also there's a theory that the reason that the loop is resetting is because Nightmare ATEEZ is finding out that Dream ATEEZ is figuring out how to get out of the Nightmare loop. So that's why it keeps resetting it. But that's why everyone was like, I mean, we love the fact that Wave and Illusion were so bubbly and fun, but everyone was like, this is really like, it was confusing because we were like, oh, like they did such hard, dark concepts. Now suddenly they're doing one that's very dreamy and very light, and then they go back into a dark concept. But it all makes sense now because it's a fucking dream loop.
And this is how we're gonna intro Wonderland, everybody.
No, but also there's one more thing, because somebody mentioned Inception earlier. I don't remember. I think it was Cynthia. If it is like Inception, that means that the compass is Hongjoon's totem.
Oh,
because you need a totem.
Because he always has it, because you need it to remember if you're in a dream or not.
So he in a dream because he looks at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just because you look at it don't mean it's a dream. It has to stop spinning, right?
It has to stop
Like
spinning,
that.
yeah.
Or it has to do something that only you know, right? Mm-hmm.
and we don't know that part, so we don't know if it's a dream or not. Then.
There's way too many variables in this story. Like, there's too many secret agents, double agents, 007, Harriet the Spy, Agent Cody. I don't even know what's going on.
I'm just saying.
I'm just here for the music, man. For the music.
Well, so with that, we're gonna jump into the album review, everybody. As we discussed the intro already, we're gonna go into Wonderland, which is the track, their title track, and again, it's the beginning of the end. So this is what that is.
But is it?
To the first chapter, but let's talk Wonderland. They came back with another strong concept, and I just want to say that little, like, they washing their hands, like getting all the germs move. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds
my God.
like they're about to, like, kind of like, give me like a Mulan vibe, like they're about to go fight the Huns.
You're right.
Like they're over here preparing for war with a splash of like 7 dwarves. They're like, they ready.
But I feel that it really reminds me this, like, it's fit for an adventure movie.
Yes.
And I feel like that's what they're taking us on an adventure, like they've done since the beginning. And also, I want to say that they referenced Peter Pan in this.
Yes.
And they said, immature forever like Peter. And I was like,
shout out to Hongjoon, you know.
He's taken the whole force into himself. Love that.
Like, I got so excited after I read that because I was just like, oh my God, Peter Pan. But then it's like they're saying that they're going to create a new world. And then again, and they reference wave. In this, they were just like, you know, that no matter what the waves are, bring them down, which is kind of like what they said in Wave. So I was like, oh my God, they're creating this new world, not giving a crap about anybody else. Like, no, don't get in my way. Like, I'm going to destroy you and get my way. And I was like, oh my God. And now with this theory that God is telling me, oh my God. Wow.
And also, you know, I just like to say that the lyrics to the chorus is called I'm on my way. On your way to what? The treasure? Nightmare ATEEZ, huh? You think I don't see you?
Oh my God. The whole vibe of like the album for the most part does feel like it's one like big epic quest. Like there's just like the soundtrack to like a little animated
like
adventure
a pirate
movie.
one. Yeah.
Everything's very piratey.
Wow, this is like the background like song to like the Pirates of the Caribbean or some shit.
Yes. I wrote that down because it was my favorite thing to play in band.
I wanted to say that during the song, my favorite part is where like they go into like the slow beat song, you know, like the slow beat. Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, yes.
It's
like
so
imagine
powerful.
like stomping your feet and like clapping along to this live. Yes.
My favorite part of the song, well, I have 2 favorite parts of the songs. My first favorite part of the song is Hongjoon's entrance, the introduction to the song, that all eyes on me now. I'm like, sir, first of all, calm down. All eyes are on you. You right. You don't need to be
powerful.
He really is. Like the introductions, his introduction to the song, just like instantly you're drawn in. And in the music video too, like the visual of him, like with the hair and the eyebrow slit, you were just like,
that eyebrow slit.
You were just fucking sucked into like everything that he was telling you. He was like, I was like, all eyes are on you now. You right. He was like, if you still doubt mine. I was like, I don't doubt yours. I don't doubt it. I promise you I don't doubt it. My second favorite part is the transition between Sunghwa and Yeosang, where they're like, dun 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 dun, and I was just like, yes. Even though Yeosang got paid dust in this title track with lines. I know. But it's okay. We ain't gonna talk about it, even though the boy is beautiful. And he has a beautiful voice. He got no screen time, no lines. I'm coming for your ass, KQ.
But I love that this song showcases, like, obviously, again, back to their kind of like stronger concept and things like that. But also in the song itself, the lyrics, they're kind of saying like, no matter what people say and whatever, like, we're gonna come on top. They were just like, this is my story. This is my world. And if you ain't with it, then you're about to be, because that's it.
You're right. And also, I would like to discuss the most powerful moment in the music video for me is Mr. Mingi in the Ring of Fire going, fix on! And I was like, woo! I was like, yes, King, come through, you goofy ass. Yes, yes.
And the vocal, oh my God, Jungho's like little baby. Like every time he would show up and I'm just like, oh my God, cute. And then he would open his mouth. I'm like, oh my God, powerful. I love it. Like this song, the fits so well for them. And again, it really it's just iconic. Like the gotcha, like gotcha. Woo, that whisper, like it gives you chills. And then you hear that wait, like wow. It's so good. Wow. Just from that.
And the choreo in the breakdown where San does like the back bend and Hongjoon's like reaching over him. I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, what? How? Like, San, sir, like that man, I've said it on Twitter. His fucking stage presence and his ability on stage is unprecedented. Like, no, I can say this full force and people can come from my neck, from my throat. I have never seen anyone in K-pop perform like that man does. Like it's like a demon is like coming out of him. Like it's literally like another little human. Like that's not San, because if y'all know San, he's an adorable little chicken nugget. and like laughs at everything, and like is just like the cutest little motherfucker ever. Literally, like speaks with a frown,
a pout.
The cutest little motherfucker ever. And then when he's on stage, he's the devil. He is the devil. Like Hades comes down and is like, "Oh, San, go rest." It's just like he just comes out. Cynthia and me had a discussion last night. She was like, "He's just so cute. I don't see him as sexy." I was like, "Bitch, you is crazy as hell. That man is so sexy. Like he just exudes sex appeal."
No, I've seen his live stages, and like I love his facial expressions and all that, and like I know he's handsome and he's a really great performer. I don't know, for some reason I just don't see him as sexy.
I feel that everybody has that person. That's how I feel about Daniel.
It's like the duality. That's it. Like San has such a duality. He has everybody wrapped around, and even he's not like conventionally hot.
His face is odd, but he
has
so
interesting
sexy.
Facial features.
Yes,
like
especially
has like interesting facial features.
His eyes, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. San's eyes are
they're
beautiful.
so striking, and I'm just like,
But anyways, continuing on with this album, the next song we're going to talk about is Dazzling Light, and I love this theme of like kind of like who are you and who am I type thing. Like how I took it is like you're trying to overcome darkness, and like you see you're following this light, but you don't know who you're following. Like you're basically following this, and it's like things are kind of like brightening up, and you're like, okay, but who are you and why am I following you? But then that, like, who am I then? Like, what is happening? Because you're seeing more.
She's
of
like,
yourself.
who the fuck am I then?
So I loved it. I love that. And then you have like San and little baby Jongho like harmonizing together, and it was beautiful.
Yo, Jongho's vocals at the end. Chef's kiss, bitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's also a lyric in Dazzling Light, which, you know, the theory.
Ooh.
It's in your eyes, I see another me. What other you do you see, ATEEZ?
Oh my God. This whole album just took like a completely different turn for me now that Kat has told me this theory. I'm just like, oh my God.
So here freaking
And then
out.
there's another lyric as well that supports the theory. It is, beat the darkness that's filled with fear. I overcame this because of you. Who did you overcome this because of, ATEEZ? What did you overcome? Dark ATEEZ, huh?
Oh my God.
Dreamy ATEEZ, I'm gonna get you out of there.
But wouldn't that mean that they found the treasure then? Because they overcame it, and that's the whole point, right? Like once they find the treasure.
But we don't know.
I think that they did find the treasure because of that one song. I don't know what it is, but they found something.
But Dazzling Light is a little bit softer, which surprised me when you went from Wonderland to this song, just because it was a big jump in genres. But as the album continues, like it makes sense as to why this song is there.
I love this song.
And I feel like again going from Wonderland, kind of like I'm creating a new world, full of adventure type thing. Dazzling Light is kind of like what they're following, which is that light. So
I love also I was singing it over the dazzling light, dazzling light. I'm just like, yes,
it's so pretty.
yes.
I really like Mingy's rap in this.
I really like Mingy's rap. I think for me, as far as verses throughout the whole album, Mingy stood out the most for me because Mingy and Hongjoon, to be honest,
right.
because their raps adapted to literally every style that they put on this entire album. And of course, it's easy for vocalists to adapt their voices to certain melodies, but it's hard for rappers to adjust their flow to different like genres of music, and they just fucking pull it off superbly. The next song we're gonna talk about, one of my favorite songs on this album, is called Mist.
My favorite
baby
song.
Making music shit.
I was gonna say it sounds like a 90s, 2000s, like I love you, girl. I was like, what? Like what?
It does. So for me, like, okay, this song started and I was like, oh, okay, this might be it. This is my favorite song of the album. I heard this song on repeat for 2 hours at work. Oh, wow. Like, it was so good. And at first, that's what I thought. I was just like, this is giving me hella sexy vibes. And then it's like it's kind of like, oh, like, stay with me during this, like, uncertain time. Like, don't, like, hold my hand. Don't let me wander. And I'm like, wow, how you making, like, definitely not what I thought. But it's beautiful either way. Woo Young starting this song. Ooh, them vocals.
That combo when like him and like Sungwoon are harmonizing together, they're singing like that. That's my favorite part of the song. That and Hongjoong's rap. Like I'm about his rap in this song. And he like says this part that says, "My compass is your whispering," or something like that. I was like, ooh, that's cute.
I know. But this song has super pretty melody, beautiful vocals, and I love that it has like that dramatic breakdown towards at the end of it. Like, I think it ties the song all together very amazing.
This is the one thing that makes me think the treasure has been found, because from this moment on in the album, it's like a switch, and they talk about like happy things, whatever. So this song makes me feel like the treasure is ATEEZ, but I would like them to tell me.
I need a song that says the treasure at ATEEZ, and be like, yeah, there you go, thank you.
That's what I need.
Yeah, because this is kind of just like, don't let me wonder, like, because the mist, you can't really see, so it's like, hold my hand and come with me. And I was just like, oh boy, I am coming with you, let's go. Where are we going? Nobody knows.
Take me. Am I going with Nightmare ATEEZ? Okay, I'll go. But the next song on the album is Precious, the Overture,
which is like an interlude.
Yeah, it is Treasure, but with different lyrics. It is essentially a response to Treasure. I really loved it because when you first listen to it, you're like, oh, it's just Treasure. But then you're like, wait, no, it's not just Treasure.
The only thing I thought about is because they kept saying like, my precious, so all I could think about was that Lord of the Ring little character.
Gollum.
I really like this one lyric from Hongjong. He goes, "A pleasure that everyone enjoys, I need to find again." Crazy. And then I was like, what pleasure?
Right.
Are you looking for it with you? Yeah. Can I help you on this journey?
Wow.
Can we find it together?
Let's go.
Really, I read that and I was like, and now,
He's the devil. I'm telling you that man.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you that man. That man is something else. After Precious, the next song, which also makes me think that they found that Dreamy ATEEZ is the winner and not Nightmare ATEEZ, is a song called Win.
Yeah.
All we do is win no matter what.
Honestly, all I heard in the song was, because they say like rock, like the rock type thing. All I hear is ROTY, Rookies of the Year. That's what they're winning.
Oh my god.
That's it.
On this song, one of my notes says Pirates with Soul, because I feel like this is definitely like
You right.
the pirate song. And it's cool because like on one part where they say like our ship only goes one way, like I guess the word like our, like in Korean, when the way they sing it, it sounds like a boat horn in the back.
That's why I like that this song is all about like winning, obviously, like the title says.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't know they're saying like we don't know what's gonna happen next, like we don't know how we're gonna get to it, but we are the next big thing and we know it. And I don't know like when it's gonna happen, all this stuff. And that's why I'm just like, so you're telling me that you're telling into the universe that you're gonna be Rookies of the Year? Got it. Bet.
And then there's also, like, I felt like I was in the middle of a motivational speech, because there's a part, Yoonho's like, waves blocking you? Bitch, just split through them. And then Song's like, wind hitting you? Just ride it and fly. What you doing?
The wave part, I was like, I can't swim.
Oh my god.
I can't swim. But I love it. I love that this song is a very like confident song. It's kind of like low-key, like cocky, but like in a good way.
Confident.
And like,
that's the word
like
you're looking
very, well, that's what I said. I said it was confident, but it still has like a cocky feel to it.
I'm glad you mentioned cockiness or confidence, because there is a lyric in Hongjoong's verse where he goes, and I feel like, I'm not trying to start shit, but I feel like this is like, because ATEEZ is on Twitter all the time. They have whole ass ATEEZ news about things that they pretty much found on Twitter while they were creeping on us, okay? So I know they be seeing the stupid ass fan war shit that be going on. And there's a lyric where Hongjoong says, "You guys throwing punches and fighting again?" He's like, "I'm staying out of it." I'm like, you right, King. You right, King.
Call us out.
But just saying, Rookies of the Year, deservedly so. Thank you. Anyone that has a problem with that, you can at me and we'll discuss it.
And go from there and see how that happens. But also, before we move on from Win, I want to say that the combination of Mingi and Jeonho, like, together, harmonizing towards the end, beautiful.
Yes.
Didn't know I needed that until it happened, and I said, Mingi with Jeonho's vocals in the back. Oh.
We're going to talk about the next song now, If Without You, which is
My favorite song on the album.
Same. If I was to pick one, it would be this song. Specifically, there's one reason that this is my favorite song, and that is Yo Song. In the first chorus, the
it's 7 o'clock on the dot.
That
come through, Usher.
Yeah,
that sounded like Usher's confession. Damn.
And I was like, whatever this is, yes. And then I read the lyrics.
About a damn cat.
Yes, it was about a cat. It's on a sunny afternoon. I be lazy with like a cat without you. And I was like, you right? Yep. And Your Song just fucking owned that whole fucking song for me. And he only sang like that little part, but that song was his bitch. That song was Your Song. That is Your Song's song. I don't care what anyone else says. That is that man's song.
But I think on one part of it, because I think he sings it like 3 times or something. But on one part, I think Yoonho sings it too.
I love this. I love that this song kind of can go like in a way of like if I'm without ATEEZ, or it can be like if I'm without my group, like if I'm without ATEEZ, because in one of the lyrics they're like, we were one, we're still one, we stick together as one. And how I took it is like they were alone, so they were one, and then they were all together as one, so they are the one, and then
now they're
we
making
stick
lots
together
of wine.
And now they're ATEEZ.
Sorry.
Right? But that's why, like, for me, I was just like, it's kind of like a very like ATEEZ song in the sense that it's just like, if I'm without you, like we can't make it.
Mm-hmm. Also, Sun's falsetto in this song.
Yes.
Like,
ooh,
wow.
yes.
But also,
Sun went off,
he
man.
really did.
Sun
Sun
and
did
Jongho.
really good with this album as well. And like, we love main vocals. But I want to talk about this song as well, because one of the other reasons why it's my favorite song is because of Hongjoon's entire verse.
You 100% correct.
And I feel like I need to read out the whole lyrics of this verse, because I was just like, yes. It starts with, it's you, so I don't want much more. What I want is what you, or is you. So what more can I want? You right, because I'm amazing. It's like one after another. I can spend all day talking about how precious you are. Even this part of you, even that part of you. Because my world is you. I live in your arms, so please love me. I said, I do love you. I said, sir.
I feel that.
I do love you.
This song is just so pretty. It's so pretty. Even the lyrics are so pretty. And then, okay, so it's like, okay, I can't be without you, right? I can't be without you. And then they move on to the next song, which is Thank You.
Yeah.
And like all the tears. All the tears.
Song.
Same.
Right.
Like,
Is it a fan song,
it.
or is it a song to ATEEZ from ATEEZ?
It's both. I wrote that down. I was like, it's
both.
probably both.
Yeah.
They're just happy
And
to
I
be
love
loved.
the yeehaw that jumped out in the beginning of this song.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
no, I heard this song and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And I looked down and I was like,
know.
okay, ATEEZ.
I
Yeah.
was like, is it a country song?
It's like, I was like,
That's the first thing I wrote down. I said, guitar.
What?
the guitar was out.
But in Thank You, I love that. Again, it's like a fan song, but it could also be interpreted in like ATEEZ saying thank you to ATEEZ. And I feel like it's very like a light feel to the song, but the lyrics are very, very deep. Obviously, like saying thank you for being there and for being here for me.
It's like that meme though, where it's like, thank you, me, from me.
Exactly.
But what makes me think that it's like you guys said, it can transition from both a fan song to an ATEEZ song to ATEEZ song is because they're like, it's embarrassing to say this, and I don't feel like I should have to say this, but you need to hear it sometimes. Thank you for being by my side. Da, 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 da.
It's probably like the members talking to each other and also like the fans. Like I could definitely see it both ways.
But yeah, I love this song. Just the chorus where Mingy's like, thank you for being on my side. I was like, yeah. That man's voice, like I'm never prepared for it. So when it comes out, I'm like, oh.
I feel it. So aggressive.
I'm like, sir, calm down.
I'm proud of Terika for picking some actually tall men. Good job.
Wow.
Wow.
The next song on the album is Cynthia's favorite song on the album, Sunrise.
Yes! This song is beautiful.
Nice.
Beautifully written. I would just like to just say a couple things. Hi, this is Cynthia. This song was exactly what I needed because I was going through some shit mentally, and emotionally. The part where Mingy goes like, "What's wrong with me?" I was like, damn. Oh, no, what did he say? What's wrong with me? I deceive myself each time. That I literally said that. Like the other day, I was like, "What is wrong with me?" There's like nothing specifically wrong, but there's just something like a mental block inside my head. And this song like just put everything into words for me. And I know that the song is, you know, written by like Hong Jung, where he went through his journals from his trainee days, and that is an experience that I will never be able to even fully wrap my head around. Like I wasn't a trainee, I will never be a trainee. I will not know the mental and physical exhaustion that they went through at like such a young age too. But this song was just beautifully written to a point where like even I can relate to this, where I'm older than them in a different country, and I literally went through the same exact things, where you just want someone to tell you like those words, and you like want someone to be like, damn, you know, like it's gonna be okay. And that's exactly what I was feeling at the time. So this song really, you know, connects to me and my soul.
That's how I feel too. And you know what's funny, like for the listeners, like anybody that's listening right now, if you've heard our past podcasts, there have been a couple like episodes that, let's say, we've been going through some like personal things, and that's the week that so and so had a comeback and the song like resonated with us. And I feel like it's the same with this situation with ATEEZ. Like this song, like them just saying like just keep it up, it was very, very like reassuring, very uplifting, and you can feel like sincerity. Yes, it's a song that they made or whatever, but you could feel like their sincere like thoughts and like their feelings, like what they want to portray to the world and not just ATEEZ, you know. And I feel the same way as Cynthia, because just with like some things that have happened like with work and things like that, you always want just kind of like a reassurance and somebody to tell you like you're doing okay, like things will be all right. And that's what this song did. And I know like in the whole song they're just like, you know, though we don't feel like it sometimes, just keep it up. So like keep on going no matter what the hardships are. And even using the sunrise as a theme, that they like sunrise as the title and like what they use for this song is beautiful, because it's like they're saying like the darkness will go away, like the sunrise will always happen. Like the sun will always show that there's a brand new day coming. So that means that the darkness is not forever. I just want to give a massive shout out to like Hongjoon for doing this and like obviously like making this song,
my best friend.
Yeah, like making this song very relatable. Again, he's talking maybe, you know, going by what he went through, but making it relatable to everybody, that they could put it into whatever they're going through.
Right, because like you said, like the sincerity behind it, because not only do you want to like hear those words sometimes, but you want someone to like believe it. Because you can have people say like, oh no, good, like, keep going, good job, like, oh, you got it, but then in the back of their head they're like, yikes, she ain't got this. So you so like the fact that like you can hear them saying it and you believe it because you feel that they believe it too, like that's the important part, like that someone is not only telling you that, but they actually have like full faith in you, and that they believe those words behind it and the emotions show.
And also in the live stages and the choreo, it's literally like almost like a play is how I would like saw it. I saw like a fan cam from a fan sign of it, and like people talking about it on Twitter, that it's because the story of ATEEZ is Hongjoong was the first member. He was in KQ alone, and that's why he went through so much, because he was like, well, am I ever going to get like a group? And then Yoonho joined ATEEZ, and there's literally a part of the choreo where Hongjoong's standing by himself, and then Yoonho like hops into the picture, and then the rest of the choreo is like each member when they come into the company. And then there's even a part where I like cried a little bit, because it was like Woo Young came out, and then because, you know, Woo Young and Yeosang were together at Big Hit, and then Woo Young left Big Hit, and Yeosang was like, well, if you're leaving, I'm leaving. I'm going wherever you're going. So like Woo Young comes out, and then Yeosang's like trailing behind him in the choreo, and I'm just like, oh, like my fucking heart. And also I love you guys talked about the lyrics where they're like he just wants somebody to hear that like he's doing well, and I love that instead of because it's his verse and then that part. I love instead of him saying that, it's his members telling him that. So it's like, you're doing well. My God. You're doing great. And I was just like, ugh.
And let's talk about also my favorite, like, this is my second favorite song. And listen, y'all, you know that I'm going to mention it. The chants at the end.
Of course. I wrote it down. I was waiting.
Yes. Like, it's so nice. Like, it's like all together and it's just like, just keep it up. And you're like, I am.
Like, I can imagine them on the stage, like, stomping and clapping all together. And everyone's like, so cute.
And then the last just keep it up, that is just Hunjun is the one. He's the only one that says just keep it up, and it's kind of like in a whispered thing. Yo, that shit hit different.
I know.
It hit different.
I was like, I will keep it up, baby. I will.
Like, it hit like, because you know, like, they're all chanting it, but then at the last one it's just like just keep it up, and it's just Hunjun, and I'm just like, bro, like I'm getting teary-eyed again. Hold on. It's like the feeling, because again, like, from him just being alone and as a trainee, and then to now having his like team, and it's like
all in all, I think this song is also one of my favorite songs on the album, just because, like you said, like, you hear, and not only the sincerity, but you like in some of his verses, you hear his pain. Like, you're like, damn, like, it's just something that's instantly relatable, and that's, I've talked about why I love this man numerous times, but one of the reasons why I love him is that he can relate any subject, any matter to what people are going through. And I think that's why not only have they, I think he's like the main part of why ATEEZ is where they're at right now, because he can make anything for a worldwide audience. Like, he can make anyone feel like what he's going through by relating his hardships and his happiness into things that people can relate to. But the next song, also one of my favorite songs on the album.
Me too.
It's called With You.
Yes.
Just another like beautiful kind of ballady, I guess. It's kind of ballady. It's not really a ballad, but
it's ballad considered to what ATEEZ does.
Yeah, it feels like you're being serenaded in like a piano bar or like a jazz bar.
Yes.
Or like he's like something like that. I don't know. I really love it. Like, I really like the piano in it.
I feel like they went through this journey, like, it started all strong and blah, 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 but then towards the end, they're getting a little bit softer, a little bit slower, like, chill. And I love that this song, even with the meaning of the song, like, with the lyrics, is kind of like, I want to be with you, like, always stay with me, which I think it's also, like, a theme that we see throughout the album.
Yeah.
It's kind of like them saying, like, we need to always remember these feelings and like moments these that we have with each other.
Yeah, there's specifically San where he goes, what remains with me now are the promises with you and the happy memories of us together. And then Mingi goes, if I hadn't met you, what would have happened to me? And I was like, oh
my God. And then it's like, again, it makes you think about ATEEZ and ATEEZ and all this stuff. And Rookies of the Year, bro. Rookies of the Year.
Literally. If they don't win something this award season, I'm going to throw a tantrum because it's ridiculous.
I'm sure they will.
And there's also, I want to talk about Jungho's verse. I really, really, really loved, like, this is one of my favorite lyrics from the entire album. Mm-hmm. And he goes, I think the time has stopped. The word moment makes me excited. That's what makes me move. That's what makes me breathe. And I was like, So it's essentially like he's living for the moments with us together. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then Yeosang's verse too, when he's like, remember these times, remember these emotions, remember this place, our promises. Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, you know, they're trying to just like remember everything that they're going through right now.
Their journey,
like just keeping that in memory. Like, yeah. Oh, this just reminded me of when I met them and I told Jungho he was my favorite and he was so happy.
And then you betrayed him and was just like, I mean, I guess, but I don't know.
My baby. What are you saying, questioning my love for my baby?
You question your own love.
Yeah, you're right. But he's still my baby.
It's okay. Jungho is her favorite. It's like me with NCT. Jaemin is my favorite member, but he's not my bias.
It's like I don't know who my bias is because I just love them all, but I know for a fact that baby Maknae is my baby.
I feel it.
I have 8 number ones. What you mean?
Look at that.
I literally ult all 8 members of ATEEZ. Like, that's where I'm at in my life.
It's a struggle. Right now. Well, with that, we're gonna conclude this with the last song, which is the beginning of the end,
which is just, you know, some violins taking me into the abyss, wherever that may be.
You know, when the movie ends and the credits start rolling in, that's what that is.
Yep.
There's an after credit scene. That's what.
Yep. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. You got what I was trying to say, because that was my next point. It's like one of those the Marvel movies where you have to sit there until the end, because they're gonna give you that little clip. That's the song.
Like, the superhero, and like, here we go. I'm like, Marvel.
Yeah, I was just gonna let her have it. We all knew what she was going for.
But yeah, all in all, this is my favorite ATEEZ album. But I'm ready for whatever the fuck they gonna do to ruin me for the rest of my life. And then to think that these kids are literally kids. They're 21 is the oldest member of ATEEZ.
I wish I had that much talent at that age. I wish I had that much talent now. The fuck, give me something.
You do have talent. You have lots to offer the world.
Ooh, Terika, thank you.
I'm ready for this repackaged album, though. I already know.
We already know there's gonna be a repackage. So
oh yeah.
Maybe that'll be my song where they're like, 18 is our treasure, and I can be like, thank God.
Because I was tired of all these series.
The song is just them. 18 is my treasure. Boom.
Girl, what? The thing
Boom.
about theories
Album ends.
suck because like they never give you a full fucking answer. Well, except like, well, sometimes a little bit. Like BTS are giving me a whole book and like a fucking movie. But at the same time, I'll still wonder. I'll be like, but was it?
But yeah, but all in all, this album, phenomenal. Like, I cannot believe that ATEEZ is literally less than a year old. They're about to be a year old. And it's insane.
But yes, tell us what you guys feel about the album on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you lay your allegiance for social media. I would love to hear if you guys think theories are a thing, or what theories you have about ATEEZ. Do you guys believe in the puppet theory? Because puppet theory is also very valid.
Funny enough, so Kat and Cynthia did a reaction to Wonderland, and in their reaction, Kat was just like, nobody's doing it like ATEEZ. Well, before I even watch their stuff, I filmed my reaction, and in mine, I said the same damn thing. I said, nobody's doing it like ATEEZ. Even one thing that I noticed throughout this album is that you can tell that this is ATEEZ no matter what if it's a slower song, if it's a faster song, if it's like darker, if it's whatever, like you can tell like that's their style, and there's nobody out there, I don't think, that has that style.
Ain't nobody doing it like ATEEZ. Ain't nobody doing it like ATEEZ. Rookies of the Year. I can't wait for their Mama stage. They better be on Mama. Ooh. They better be on Melon, because all those stages are going to be so fucking good. And I can't wait to see the idols' reaction, because I want to see like BTS react to ATEEZ and like EXO and everyone. They're going to be like, damn, this is what we got. Shit. It's going to be great.
Gotta watch out. But okay, well, let's move on to our songs of the week.
My song of the week this week is the entire ATEEZ album. Every single song. I have had it on repeat. I've had it playing in song order. And then I've low-key been listening to other ATEEZ albums. I've been shuffling their whole discography. Shout out to Promise, that got knocked off as my top ATEEZ song, but it's okay.
Wow.
Shout out to Light, that also got his ass knocked down a few notches, but it's okay. We're all in this together, okay? Love ATEEZ. Hongjoon, if you're listening to this, you're my best friend in the entire world. I love you. Sorry, guys.
Damn.
Wow.
All right.
We got thrown out.
We also got thrown out. All right. Hey, it's Cynthia. My song of the week is Heartbeat by BTS, because I miss them and love them dearly. Thank you.
It's Terika, and as always, I have 2 songs of the week, because they're gonna always be near and dear to my heart, because one of them was released when I was in South Korea. So the first song is No Manners by Super M. Love that song. And the second song is Boom by NCT Dream, because I finally fulfilled my lifelong dream of seeing them live, and I cried, and it was a great time. So Boom.
You're right.
Oh, we love that. We love that for you. So my songs of the week are Deep Inside by AB6, because I've been listening to that song nonstop, and Mist by ATEEZ. So good.
Also not related to K-pop, but listen to the 88 Rising albums. Really good.
Technically it's related to K-pop.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, technically it's a really good album.
We love Joji in this household.
All of the album, literally bop after bop after bop. Like Jackson Wang out here doing the damn thing, Chungha on here doing the damn thing, Nicki, like this girl is on fire. Nicki. All of them. Like this whole thing is incredible. Like, wow.
But yes, so whether you are freaking out about ATEEZ, coming up with theories about ATEEZ, buying $500 worth of or you're just, living your best life, me and Terica, make sure you always, always
fangirl on.
Wow.